Hello, I have here the Mega Construx Halo Infinite Master Chief buildable helmet set for 2020. I got this from Target. Seems to be one of the best places to get anything from the brand. Let's take a closer look at this. For existing fans of brick-based construction things, I think one of the most important items to talk about here right up front is the visor. It's a vinyl piece, a die-cut vinyl piece. They actually included two in the set. One was the original design, then they had a different design they came up with. The way that it fits in there is not what fans of the leading brand would call a legal building technique. It actually fits in between plates that are built studs on the side, but it works just fine for this. But the newer design is just slightly different anyway. Both are included, and it's just a vinyl piece that it's actually fairly thick, but it gets folded up. So that's how you get the shape of this very important portion of this. It's not a large pre-molded piece. It's just a flat sheet that gets folded in, and I think it works pretty well. It does not look as good, talking just about the visor still, as what you see on the front of the box. I think that they cheated a little bit too much there in showing just how the gaps would be here where the different parts come together. But moving past that, this was enjoyable to put together. I'm actually going to show you the build of it in speed build form at the end of this video for anybody who wants to see that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of obviously studs on the side construction, some studs upside down construction. They use some of their unique pieces to switch between studs on top and studs on the bottom even. It's something that I always personally really enjoy with Mega. It's fairly sturdy. The stand is also included. And there's a very, very nice sneaky feature that they built into it. They actually do show it on the official product photos, but if you just look at this from the outside, you're not going to see it. You're not going to notice it. One thing I should bring in also, for the sake of scale, is one of their regular micro action figures. So none is included with this. Probably a lot of people would like to see an action figure included with it, but I'm perfectly fine with just this. This probably would have added like $3 to the consumer price, which then would have been rounded up probably by $5. So I think if you just want something like this, then you can just get this. And if you want a figure to go with it, you can buy that separately. But this works for me. I also want to show you one other thing for the sake of scale. Also from Mega Construx, also with studs on it, but this was used as the package some time ago, some years back. What was it? 2015, maybe at the latest. Maybe it was late 2014 or something. They did a series of these, and they did this, they did silver, they did red and blue. So very similar in size. This was a little bit larger, but for anybody out there who has one of these, you can see now what the size of this thing is. There's not really any posability here, but you can see that it is built up properly along the underside, so there are not a lot of gaps. The biggest gaps that are noticeable are just right in here, and I do wish that was filled up a little bit more. Definitely could have been done if they'd put a couple pieces on the inside, a couple of upside down, like inverted slopes. Probably they have some that would fit in there just to fill in those gaps just a little bit. Just bugs me a little bit. But overall, the appearance here is pretty good. The choice of color, I think, is appropriate, especially for Infinite. Maybe it could have been a little bit more bluish, a little bit more in that sand color direction, but I like it. There was a little bit of color variation. I think for the sake of fairness, I should point out this piece right here. I don't know if it shows up that well on camera, but this piece is a little bit darker than the other parts. And I think there were a couple other pieces you can see it a little bit there as well. Actually, it does show up on camera. Maybe even better than in real life here. There's always a difference between what you see with the human eye and what the camera captures, but yeah, not 100% consistency there, but overall I'm pretty satisfied with the look of this thing. And again, the build was definitely enjoyable. Now, about the little extra feature, a little secret, little hidden thing. If you have seen this before, like in pictures online and stuff, then you already know. Or if you were looking at the box at the beginning of the video very carefully, then you would have seen that around the back, this is actually removable. The AI chip insert. Look at that. And you actually build it. Now this is a little bit maybe lacking in detail. Could have used a little bit more color and or texture, I think. And it does have a couple studs there that potentially you could put something on, but I just think that's really cool. And you actually build the slot for it into this. So there's extra work that's involved in that, extra design work and extra building work that goes into that, including extra pieces just for this feature. Now with those anti-studs there at the end, you can also just plug this in. They suggest like that, and then you could put a figure on top of that. Works as a figure stand with the proper spacing. So like I said, if you want a figure to go with this, go ahead and buy your Master Chief as a standalone, or whatever, set up your own custom figure or whatnot, and it's a perfect setup. I don't think they actually even advertise that it's designed to hold a figure like that, but that's nice. That's cool. And I just like how appropriate it is, and the fact that you can do this at all. People who see this on a shelf already built, friends and family stopping by, looking at it, be like, oh, that's like our robot head, sci-fi head or something. Or if they actually know Halo, then hey, cool Master Chief helmet, dude. But then you turn this around and you think, check this out. That's a whoa, cool kind of moment. So definitely appreciate that. And check out all these leftover pieces, including some decently sizable ones and interesting shapes at that. I haven't talked about this much before, but Mega has been including, that's just a building and unbuilding tool, but Mega has been including a lot of extra parts with their sets lately, at least from the Halo line that I've seen. And these are useful pieces, not just little random things, like stuff that is substantive. I don't know if these are enough to make modifications that people would like to the helmet. Certainly, they would. A lot of these would fit in, but just useful stuff that you can add to your collection. And ultimately, if you buy like an entire series, an entire season worth of sets, you'll end up with enough to be able to build something substantial with just the leftovers. The price they're asking for is $30 for this, $30 US retail. And with over 400 pieces included, that looks okay on paper. For the size of the thing, I personally might prefer it to be like 25. Like 25 would feel like a pretty decent deal for the size of it and just kind of the collectability and display value of it. But 30 is pretty close. So overall, I think I'm satisfied with the value here. Again, the build is good. Just wish that those couple little gaps in here were a little better filled. The extra parts are a nice bonus. And the chip is definitely a cool thing, kind of something that you would know about, just when you have it on display, friends and family looking at the thing, they're going to see, oh yeah, if they even know what it is, like, oh yeah, it's a helmet, a sci-fi helmet, or maybe a Master Chief helmet. But then you turn around and you're like, did you see this? Check that out. What do you think of that? So that's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty happy with this. Thank you for watching. I'm going to leave you with the speed build for this if you want to see it. You don't want to see it, just click off and I'll talk to you again soon.